12 days ago exactly, I just had a FUE hair transplant in Turkey. This video, I'm just going to document my experiences, what it was like, and if I would recommend the clinic that I went to. 100% recommend this clinic because as you can see, the new hairline looking alright. The hairs have already started to sprout, and from here, my hairline used to be around about there. So immediately I see a big difference because it's more about that main hairline. And you can see here, obviously, it's only a couple days, but I'm happy with the growth. The reasons why I did it is I wasn't 100% very insecure around my hair loss. But I'd say it started to happen when I was like 17, 18, I'm 27 now, and I was taking my A levels. And these are the tests you take in the UK to decide what university you go to. And these are very difficult tests. So I remember looking at my pen and paper, doing mock tests and seeing hair on the paper. And obviously my dad was bald. Obviously I was victim of this gene. I think it's the first indication that we're gonna die as men. So when you realize, well, my youth is going, I'm in my 20s and I'm losing my hair, everyone subconsciously understands that we're gonna die one day, which is why a lot of men, I think, have problems with it, because it's an existential crisis that death is incoming. But a couple people are making comments, like my friend who was very insecure about life in general. He was mentioning how my hair was going down. But I just thought to myself, look, I sold one of my websites for a decent amount of money. I always wanted to have a hair transplant, document the process, try and help other people in their journey. So this is why I went to Turkey. Because I remember when I was having my hair cut one day in the barber in London, and he was like, oh yeah, you need to go holiday. And I was like, yeah, I've been working a long time, I need to go holiday. No, and then he says, you need to go holiday to Turkey, insinuating that I need to get the hair transplant. So obviously when your barber says it, you know you gotta take that flight. It's always was gonna go Turkey because UK, it's just too expensive and it's not worth the high price you pay. So I went on Google, I searched the best Turkey hair clinics that was rated in 2021 as the best hair clinic in Europe, voted by the European Rewards in Medicine. You know, and it's been featured in Metro, which is a London newspaper, the New York Post. No, it's a reputable company, the website looked legit. So what you do is you get in contact with one of their agents and they give you a WhatsApp number. Then what you do is you send a couple photos. So you send one photo like this, two photos on the side, one photo on the crown, and they're going to ascertain what hair loss you're going to have. So basically at the end of your hair loss, when it finishes, what's your hair going to look like? And I was stage 6 because my dad is bald, you know, he shaves all his hair. So the worst it's going to be is stage 6, where you have basically no hair. And obviously it costs more money to do the grafts because, you know, they obviously need to take more grafts from the donor area to make your hair look better. So I thought, okay, boom, whatever. And then they'll give you, you know, the reasoning behind it. And then they'll give you a package, or what package you're going to take. And I'm, you know, a cheap guy, and I like my money. So I said, look, big man, I want the cheap bargain one, minimal. Because I went to another one in London, other side of London in Fulham, and she quoted me special deal, 5,000 something pound, which was including the weekly laser treatment for every week for a couple months, and the actual surgery in Turkey. It was their sister clinic, but I thought to myself, look, I want the bargain. So this is why I went for this one in Turkey. And the initial price I paid was 2,600 euros. And I've actually seen on YouTube similar people who went through the same clinic and they got a better price than I did. So I don't know if, you know, they're increasing the price because it's become more fashionable for people to go to Turkey. But that's the price I paid, and this was the basic package. I booked my clinic for my operation for a couple weeks in advance. So if you really want to do it ASAP, I think that, you know, they can book it in instantaneously, more or less. All they need for confirmation of your surgery is you need to show proof of your flight. Airline is called Pegasus Airlines, and this is like the equivalent of Ryanair, EasyJet in Turkey. They fly from London Stansted. I don't know if they fly internationally. The flight was calm. You know, no issues. You might as well get the cheapest flight possible. Is they meet you at the airport. I thought they were gonna meet me outside the gate. So I remember talking to this lady, say, look, cool, this guy, there's no one here, blah, blah, blah. But they actually meet you when you leave the airport. By that taxi, you'll be sent, boom, in with the actual clinic themselves. They have their own transport service, and you'll be sent straight to your hotel. And one thing about hotels, yeah, they will try and charge you to spend around about 80 euros a night, because the whole process is only 3 days. Fly on Monday, do the surgery the day after, clean up / complications if any issues happen, which I'm going to explain later in this video. Then you can, just for 3 days, so not too long. I'm a cheap guy, so I didn't want to spend any money on a hotel. So I just got an Airbnb. No problem. You know, I paid like $14 a night compared to €80 a night that, you know, you would pay for in the designated hotel that they'll say. If you actually want to explore Turkey, bearing in mind the post-operation recovery takes a long time, you could go any hotel, any Airbnb in like the main tourist district, because they're going to pick you up every single time you need. So, you know, if you actually want to explore Istanbul, you could pick a hotel right, you know, in the center. They're going to have a designated time slot depending on how many people they see. Unfortunately for me, it was an afternoon and the process is a long time, and it actually finished really late in the evening, which is not ideal. So if you can, try and get an early morning thing, because it's a, you know, it's a 7-8 hour procedure. When I go to the clinic, you're going to wait for a bit and then they're going to explain, and I actually have footage and I've recorded an audio clip of what they're going to talk about. This is where they measure your forehead, because what they do is, as you can see here, I wanted that box hairline, you know, that healthy box hairline like this. But what they do is they trace the line of where your forehead muscles end. So if you see this, you see this is where my muscles end. So this is where they drew the artificial hairline. Like, you can't really tell that this is, you know, synthetic, because if I had a box there and then when I do this, move my forehead muscles up, obviously the hair would move up and it would look all stupid and unnatural. And maybe I heard from a couple YouTubers, because I was speaking about it, speaking that I was going to document it, I was going to talk about it, maybe they gave me extra attention, extra, you know, better technicians, better doctors. I'm going to pay via Transferwise in the accounting department, and this took a very long time for me because my bank Chase denied the payment. So it was an extra hour that was a wasted time. Then I had to eventually use Starling, which is another bank account, to pay. But essentially, the second you pay, what they're gonna do is they're gonna take you in a room where they shave all your hair off. You know, one of the nice ladies, a lot of the women working there are very delightful. Guzel, they're gonna quick buzz cut. Then a lot of people be uncomfortable with this. Personally, I couldn't care less, maybe because I've been on camera a lot of my life, you know, being a YouTuber. They're gonna take photos, and this is for them to document the process for their progress, for their patient progress reports. And you're gonna be like, one guy's gonna have a camera, it's kind of like a model photo room. You're gonna take the pic there, you're gonna go left, you're gonna go right, you're gonna go up, you're gonna turn around. Quick couple photos. So, you know, if you're uncomfortable with those sort of things, then this is just me giving you a fair warning. It's the whole process. You're gonna have a translator. For me, it was a guy called Ibrahim, my guy, big up Ibrahim, and another guy who was after Ibrahim's shift finished. And this was a cool guy. I liked him, I gelled with him. They're all gonna have good levels of English. They're good people working there. They got like nice international crew. Concerns you can talk with Ibrahim, no problem. And obviously if you're speaking to the doctor himself, he's not necessarily going to have the best English, so they're always going to have that translator there. This is the most difficult part of the surgery because there was the most people there. There was around about 4 people in the surgery. So you're going to go face down, and what they're going to do, I had a sensation that they were putting staples to my head. So I don't know, they had like, I think the plastic sheet to stop the blood and make the surgeon or doctor's work easier. And this is the most difficult part that a lot of people on YouTube aren't going to tell you. They're going to give you anesthetic. And if you're talking about painless, bro, no matter what, it's not going to be painless. This pain wasn't excruciating. It wasn't, but it was, you know, it was pain. I'd say 7 out of 10 pain. So at the back of their head, they're going to give you one injection. And I was not screaming, but I was like that, you know. When you go to the GP or the doctor, yeah, and they give you that on your wrist, that, you know, blood test, that little, you know, that little poke, it's probably 3 to 4 times as painful as that little, like when they take your blood. It's considerably more painful than that because there's more nerves here. The surgery is split into 3 parts here. The first part is the most difficult, is where they take your donor area. And obviously my donor area, yeah, it doesn't look too bad. You can see here, I don't know if the camera can see it, the hair looks a bit more dead. This is where they took the hair from. This is 2 hours long. The most difficult part of the surgery by far. She has like a drill in it, like a surgeon's drill and tweezers, where she's gonna drill out all of the good hair follicles from the donor area, and then she's gonna, you know, just collect the hair follicles. And it's 2 hours. 1 hour on the side, 1 hour on the back, and 1 hour on the other side. And I was moving during this process, which was my bad. I was moving. She's like, don't move, dangerous, don't move. Because you're prone, you're on your stomach, is extremely uncomfortable. It's the worst part of the surgery. And obviously you can explain to her, look, I want to move around a bit, but because I wanted to firm it, I wanted to get the process done as soon as possible. This is why I was moving. But, you know, in future, please tell them when you're going to move. otherwise you can hurt yourself. Immediately after that, you're gonna have a short break, not too long, maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and then they change the people because it's different shifts. Processes of the surgery were done by 3 different sets of people. I can imagine the people who have problems with this when they go to, you know, some backwater basement place in Turkey, they may have one person doing everything, and obviously it's a long process. You don't want that. So you always want people who are fresh. So the second part, after you go toilet, you have a little bit of a break. What they're gonna do is they're gonna create the new pathways for your hair. The hairline's drawn, they're gonna make the new holes that later the technicians or the people are gonna put the removed hair follicles in. And this, again, anesthetic. So I wouldn't say it hurt as much as the first one, but if there was a 7, it might have been 6.8, like slightly less painful. Still painful as hell. So boom, they do that, and it's the same sort of process, but this one is considerably easier because you're lying down on your back. So this was considerably easier. I did not mind this as much as the first one. And this process takes roughly the same amount of time, maybe 2 hours, something like that. And after that, then you will have a little break. Eat some food. They'll give you some pasta, some chicken, some orange juice, you know, standard normal food. And at this point for me, it was hella late. It was like 9 o'clock when they put the hair follicles in, and I was tired. I was like this. And through that, the whole process, they have like a little TV, like a swivel TV. And I was watching, you know, YouTube, watching documentaries, you know, it's calm, you're comfortable, but I was really tired. At this point, if it was like 2, 3 p.m., I would have been fine. But because it was so late, and it was just 2 technicians at the end of the day, everyone went home. It was obviously the most easy part of the surgery because all they're doing is they're putting the hair follicles in. I heard a couple people on Reddit and other people saying, you know, they're done by technicians, blah, blah, blah. It's like, at the end of the day, this hair clinic here, I think someone else on YouTube asked them how many patients you get a day, and it's 10 to 15 a day. So they're experts in this field, you know. They're world renowned for doing this hair surgery. There are people from America, people from Canada come in here. Like, this ain't no joke, man thing. These are certified professionals. They understand, because if you get a hair surgery in UK or America, there is a plastic surgeon. So they're not an expert in their field compared to, you know, these Turkey surgeons who are smacking this, you know, they've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. This clinic has 30,000 patients, so, you know, they know what they're doing. And after they put the hair follicles, then you will get your taxi back home. And this is extremely important that no one speaks about here, because these hair follicles haven't been implanted in your skull. If I bang my head by accident, like, or one of the worst stories they said is when you go into the taxi, you got to crouch down in it because it's one of the big taxis. So if you went in and your head went whoop, like on the top of the door, all these hair follicles that they removed would be splasted all over the car, you know, all over the car, on the floor. And this is what happened to the taxi driver the day before I came. You know, the guy went in, he didn't heed the guy's warning, he smacked his head against the door, and all the hair follicles came out, and they're like, oh my God, we have to collect all the hair follicles. And obviously he had to go the day after to do the surgery again. And I think that is the worst thing that could happen, because if that happens, oh my God, there's nothing worse. And the other lady told me the day after that someone was in the toilet, and when you go toilet during the first and second day, you're not allowed to lock the door, and he was brushing his teeth or whatever, and he got excited and smacked his head against the bathroom, against the sink. Draft just flew everywhere, and you don't want to do that. You have to be extremely careful, especially day 1, day 2. They're the most important, because every subsequent day after that, obviously the hair follicles are going to be more ingrained in your head, but especially in the first week, but no, especially day 1, day 2, guard it with your life, my guy. Guard it with your life. And the sleep, other people in the clinic I was speaking to, they only slept 1 to 2 hours. So I highly recommend, you get a sleeping pill. And this is going to help you sleep, because I actually slept 8 hours, and it's extremely uncomfortable because you have to sleep with a, you know, those pillows that you get for the airplane, So this is the pillow they give you. You see one of these neck pillows, boom, you prop in and you sleep like this. And this is how you're supposed to sleep, because you can't sleep on your side, because obviously we naturally do this and that and this and that. This abrasion is enough to destroy the hair follicles. So, you know, you have to sleep like this, and it's incredibly uncomfortable. And one thing they didn't warn me is obviously there's going to be a lot of blood leakage after the surgery. So I was sleeping like this normal in my Airbnb's bed. And obviously all the blood was on the blankets and they seeped down into the mattress. So I had to pay my man some money to clean his bed. So, you know, they didn't tell me about that. So that's one thing, be careful. You're going to ruin the bed you sleep on the day after because all the blood. The second day I bled a little bit, but not as much as the first day. So then after that, you're going to go into the surgery. This is the second day. My day was like midday. And then the doctor is just going to inspect, you know, what happened to the grafts. So obviously if you did anything wrong, like the other guys, you know, hitting the taxi or, you know, losing some of the hair follicles in your bed. Because you have to be extremely careful. Yeah, they say when you put on your bag, you got to put on your bag like, not like this, because that's going to touch the head. You got to put it on one arm and then the other arm. You have to be extremely careful with everything you do the first couple of days. And on my videos in my channel, you can see I literally do a vlog the day of the surgery and the day after, so you can see what I look like. You can see, you know, the same things I'm saying you now, but they're a lot more raw and visceral because they literally just happened. And if you're finding value in this video, please like and subscribe because it helps spread to more people so we can get rid of baldness together. Women, they clean your head and that, and it's, yeah, super painful because it's so raw. Even now, you know, this is a bit uncomfortable with me just moving my hair like that. I had a free laser treatment where, you know, you wear these goggles and that, you go in the machine, you stay there for 5 minutes, which apparently improves the blood circulation, improves the hair growth. And one thing I believe I've had good results already is because I'm a healthy guy. I exercise, I drink a lot of water, I take vitamins. If you like don't eat right, you're overweight, you smoke a lot, you're unhealthy, then obviously you're not gonna grow as quickly. You don't have enough blood going into the new hair follicles. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's gonna replace a good diet. In terms of the inflammation, I had like a face like a moon, but this only lasted a couple days after that. And after that, they're gonna try and sell you all these drugs. And I mean, they give you a lot of goddamn drugs. And I paid a lot of money that I don't necessarily think I should have paid. I can't tell you yet because I haven't started to take the drugs. They'll give you a sheet, she'll explain what the drugs are. And then she'll insinuate that you should do it for the best results. Because she said, the lady, that for the pictures and the people who did take the post-operation drugs and didn't, there was a big increase in the results of the people who did take the drugs. But I've seen on Reddit, you know, a lot of people had good success without taking any drugs. One of the drugs I'm going to speak about more in this channel is called finasteride. And this is a drug that actually inhibits testosterone. So, you know, considering men, we really need this testosterone, our levels to be working good. Some people, I don't know the percentage, will get really adverse effects, you know, loss of libido, loss of motivation, depression. And you know, it's not like you just stop taking these drugs and instantaneously you got your testosterone goes back to baseline. It'll take a month. It's a long process, you know, you're messing up with your body's hormones. I'm going to speak more in detail in subsequent videos about the post-operation recovery. But it took a long time, you know, like I'd say right now, this is the 12th day. This is where I feel like kind of fine, you know, I feel like a lot better. Before, the most painful thing about the post-operation surgery, aside from sleeping like that, not being able to sleep properly, being careful with it, is what happens is because my scabs, I had scabs here, and you're supposed to do this, you have this shampoo and conditioner here, and every day, for 11 days, you're supposed to slap the shampoo. They'll explain this to you after when you get your hair clean. Slap the shampoo, mix it in the areas where you had the transplant, and then wait 15 to 30 minutes. Then you wash it off, and then you mix the shampoo and obviously mix it in like that. And on the 11th day, you're supposed to get rid of the scabs. So like this, loosely, you do this and the scabs will come off. But my scabs were giving me so much problems on day 5, 6, whatever. It was a horrible sensation, yeah. My video goes into more detail. What I felt, it felt like an insect inside my skin. If you've seen the scene of The Mummy 1, you know, The Mummy, the movie, where the beetles are coming out the people's skin, it felt like that. Because what it was these hair follicles, yeah, were growing. You see them, they were growing. But obviously, this is the hair, yeah, this is my skin. They were growing. This is one hair follicle, but the scabs were stopping them from growing. So it was the feeling of the hair trying to grow being stopped by the scabs. Horrible. I'd say this sensation was almost, if not worse than the anesthetic. It was freaking horrible. I haven't heard no one on the internet talking about that, but I think because of my healthy lifestyle, my scabs and hair growth were like very close together in it. So maybe other people don't get no growth up until a certain time, but because I grew, you know, these hairs sprouted very quickly, it was like the same time as the scab. So it was a horrible sensation. Why I eventually did is my mum put baby oil on my hair. I started doing this and I felt relief, when the scabs came off, I looked at my finger, I saw the scabs were off, and I was like, oh my God, this feels so good. So the whole day, not like this, not picking, I was just doing this like a circular motion, got rid of all the scabs. And obviously I woke up very raw, but I felt so much better. Now you can see more information about the hair clinic down, link in the description and the pinned comment. Overall, do I recommend this clinic? 100% I recommend it. Immediately when I came back from London, yeah, and people saw me, they say, whoa, that's amazing. That's a big difference already. I see it's worth it. Already I feel more confident. I feel more sexy just because of the hairline. Like the hairline is a huge difference. Like obviously it looks normal. It looks like this ain't my hair, but before my hair was like that. Bearing in mind I was stage 6. The hairline was looking bad, you know. And obviously you can see the top of the crown. They didn't mention anything about doing a subsequent operation. Like when I would do it, maybe a little baby one to fill in the crown. You know, I don't know how it's going to be, but you got to wait, at least wait, you know, the 12 to 18 months after the surgery to see the true results, to ascertain whether it's worth it. And in this channel, I've already started, but I'm going to do monthly updates explaining everything about the process, because I haven't hit the ugly duckling phase, which apparently is in 2.5 months, where this hair is going to fall out. The front bit of hair, then it's going to grow normally. But overall, just for the hairline for itself, just improve hairline, I feel like it was extremely worth it. Again, if you find value in this video, please like and subscribe because it helps spread to more people. This is your boy, Positive Masculinity, signing out. Peace.